Hello, welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. We have in front of us a Commodore 64 that has a sticker on it that says $15 complete. And that, in any age, was a good deal. Alright, I'm going to use a little different screwdriver here, a little smaller. Fits nicer. Why do I have this available to me at this time? Well, it had fallen, and it had slid out of the way. It would have been quite difficult to get, but that's why I used a grabber, and it was quite dandy. So, what version of the 64 is this? I'm thinking it's not the earliest, because, well, I don't, maybe it is. The screen display on, the wonderful monitor, yeah, it's not that great. Come on, baby, come on. We're on the air. It's not that great. It really isn't. So it could be a very early one. You see, when Commodore got things back, they didn't care what went out and what. They'd get them fixed and they'd stick them in a new case and out they'd go. So is it an original? Oh, yes it is. That's why, unfortunately, the video is not so good. Not so good. But everything is socketed. So there we have a very early version of the Commodore 64 circuit board. You can always tell because it has a very, the bigger cover that goes on the video chip. Well, let's see. Oh, yes. So, it's funny. This is, it's a 326. I should have these memorized. 298. Revision A. One would think that A would be the earliest, but that is not the case. At one point in time, I had a B, and it was Jim Butterfield's original machine, which, from what I've heard, he told my brother it was like the third Commodore 64 ever made. And maybe it was. Anyway, sadly, situation arose. I had to sell it. But it had a board like this, except it was a revision B. From what I've heard, there's A, B, and C, and the most difficult to find anywhere is B. It is. Anyway, so, a lovely machine. Lovely. It has, as I say, everything of a major variety in a socket. I could pry off this video cover. I don't need to. I know there will be two chips in there. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, fine. We'll pry it off. There will be two chips in there that are in sockets. Well, that came off pretty easy. There will be... Oh, no, there's only one. Right, that's a later... Ooh, boy. This video chip in here, it had a whole lot of that white silicon stuff in there. And it looks quite melted. It does. And so nothing minor is socketed. Everything major is. This makes this a great candidate as one to check things in. Okay. Original circuit board. Video on 1702. Not great. Sadness. all major chips socketed. Potential testing machine. Yeah, and life is good. Anyway, I'll put this cover back on. See, it has a little leg there. The little leg goes onto the video chip and helps with heat distribution. It's important when you put that back on to put it on the right way around so the video chip still gets heat distribution. I do like the shields that came out later that had fingers that touched pretty much every major chip. Because, as Bill Hurd will tell you, heat is the enemy. Heat is the enemy. Heat is the enemy. Some people would say, thinking back to tape conversations with Richard Nixon, he would say, the press is the enemy. The press is the enemy. The press is the enemy. Write that on the blackboard 100 times. But really, heat is the enemy. And I suppose if you've done bad things and the press knows about it, then you are feeling the heat. And instead of getting plumbers, maybe you need some heat sinks. Yes, before you destroy yourself. All right, let's see. So, keyboard. Yeah, keyboard needs a little attention. But it looks pretty fine. Now, it's funny, there was a 64 that I got not so long ago that I've been meaning to test. I've been meaning to. But I don't think it's quite time yet because there are other machines to check from this batch. And I still have to make notes on the running of the diagnostics. So, we'll put this down. See, this board could have been, and might have. Oh, it is a 5-pin, yes, of course. It could have been in a silver label case originally, and then sent back to Commodore for some repair, and then put back into something else to get it out the door. It might have. Not necessarily. It may have come like this. But I think it's more likely that maybe somebody else swapped it if it did get swapped, because I think as they were able, I think Commodore was trying to get these not so great examples of video off the air. But really, at the beginning, when you've got people lining up wanting to buy, and you've got some that come back and they're getting fixed, you just get them out the door. As Bill Hurd said, we weren't that concerned if you got it home at Christmas and it didn't work. We're just happy that you bought it. And we'll get it sorted out, although you might not have as nice a Christmas. Because, yay, we got a Commodore 64, let's try it out. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. Need to do all the harness checks on this 64. Because that's how we find out if the SID chip really works. Especially with the retro rewind tester, the one that does all the subtle parts of the SID chip. All right. Where's my tape? There's the tape. All right, another successful testing. Once again, I'm going to set this on the floor on its end, but this is not. It is not a good solution because things can fall, and that is not good. Not good at all. So, never point deoxide at yourselves. Maybe I can turn this away. No, I cannot. All right. I will put that down here. Oh, by the way, deoxide is great at removing micro-corrosion, and micro-corrosion happens. Now, you may notice that this table is getting a little cluttered. I really do need to do something about that eventually, but not yet. Not yet, because why? Well, there's more things to check. So, monitor off. Oh dear. We are not on the air, but we are on the air. Maybe the switch in here needs a little deoxide. But it's funny, when it lights up fine. Maybe the batteries are getting down. I don't know. Anyway, all right, I got to grab another machine. We'll see what we can see. Well, thanks for coming. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.